my favorite questions that I get asked is, what are the differences between classical singing and commercial singing? I love this question because the answer gets us into the physiology of style. And that's really fun. In my mind, classical and commercial are just labels for different styles of singing. They're not like two different groups of singing. It's all singing. These are two categories in the umbrella of singing. And within those categories, there are even more styles, even in classical. In commercial, we hear all sorts of styles: bluegrass, folk, hip hop, ska, pop. There is as much variety in classical singing as well. Like a Puccini high note is sung differently than a Verdi high note. The patterns in Handel coloratura are different than the patterns in Bach coloratura. Singing is full of diverse stylistic nuance. I believe it is as complex as the diversity among us just as humans. It is so cool, so exciting, so full of opportunities to learn. With that said, here are some of the physiological differences between classical and commercial singing. Number one, in commercial singing, the shape of the throat is like that of a megaphone. So the throat is smaller near the source of the sound. So the throat is going to be small back here and big here. Sometimes we see like belters with their mouths wide open. That is what helps create that commercial sound. On the contrary, in classical singing, the throat is shaped like an inverted megaphone. Big in the back and small up front. When I think of an example of an inverted megaphone classical thing, Kathleen Battle comes to mind. Check her out. Second difference. In classical singing, there is moderate subglottic pressure. Sub meaning below glottic, the glottis, the space in between the vocal folds. The pressure coming up from beneath the vocal folds is moderate, in contrast to the high subglottic pressure in commercial singing. Classical singing, moderate subglottic pressure. Commercial singing, high subglottic pressure. Number three, let's talk physics. Yay! If we're going to analyze the sound from a physics perspective, formants 1 and 2 are what we perceive and hear, what we take in as vowel. Formants 3, 4, and 5 happen above that. And in classical singing, formants 3, 4, and 5 are called the singer's formant, the ring of the sound. That is what allows a classical singer to sing and cut above an orchestra. If a classical singer does not have a developed singer's formant, they're going to have a difficult time cutting through an orchestra. In commercial singing, the second harmonic carries the energy of the sound. So that means they're not gonna cut over an orchestra, but that's okay because in commercial singing, electronic amplification is taken into consideration. They have a microphone and it's gonna work great. Fourth difference. In commercial singing, the larynx is situated a little bit higher. We're literally talking millimeters, which shortens the resonating tube, which is the length between the vocal folds and the lips. Contrast that with, in classical singing, the larynx sits a little bit lower, which makes the resonating tube longer. Classical singing, low larynx, long tube. Commercial singing, high larynx, short tube. Unless you're sensitive as a singer and you're an experienced singer, you could sing classical or commercial or classical, and may not even feel that difference. It's there and it's cool. Enjoy thinking about these differences, keeping in mind that it's all singing. Singing brings people together. It can be all compelling, and have fun singing.